In today's video, here is a nice problem that was suggested by viewer. Here is the following information. Find all integers x such that we have this following equation. We have this product of these numbers. X minus 9 is multiplied by x minus 7 is multiplied by x plus 3 is multiplied by x plus 5. Entire equation equals 1792. Okay, now let's go through this one. So we have this following equation. So this 1792 is going to give us 2 to the 8 is multiplied by 7. Okay, so we have displayed this one into the factorization prime. We have number 2 is a prime, number 7 is a prime. Okay, we will have multiple of possibilities here. We are going to check the parity of, since the right hand side of this equation is even because it's multiplied by number 2, which means that the entire left hand side of this equation must be even. Okay, so since we have these terms 9, 7, 3 and 5 are odd numbers, which means this term, this term, this term and this term must be even. Okay, which means every individual term is an even here. Every term from here is going to take even value from this one. Okay, the second thing we are going to mention here, this term is a smaller than this term. This term is a smaller than this term. This term is a smaller than this term. Whatever the x is, if the x is positive, we still all of these terms are in error. Okay. Also, if x is negative, we still have the same thing here. You still have this one is smaller than this one, smaller than this one, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now let's go through this one. I'm going to go through three cases. Case number 1. For the case number 1, consider all this number are positive. Okay, so I will have the following equation system. I get here x minus 9. Keep in mind, as I said before, x minus 9 is strictly inferior than x minus 7, is strictly inferior than x plus 3, is strictly inferior than x plus 5. X plus 5 is a bigger one. Okay, so x minus 9, I will have x minus 7, I get x plus 3, finally I get x plus 5. So now we are going to see what's the appropriate value of x minus 9, x minus 7, x plus 3 and x plus 5. Since this one must be smaller than this one, so the smallest number this one can take, number 2, as an even number. Okay, so the second number following the following number, which is this one is taking, which is 2 square, which is number 4. The third one, it will have 14. 2 is multiplied by 7. Lastly, I get 2 to the 4th. Okay, cannot have any other form. If you make any change in here, you will have a problem. We have to keep this one in error. So one smaller than this one, we have to, this one is taking number 2. If you try to increase this one up to number 4, you will have a problem here. This one is a right error. Okay, for the case number 2, we will have a different thing here. We may have all these terms negative, because since we have the 4 terms here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you may have these 2 terms negative. Also this one is negative if we are in the negative area. Okay, or you can have these 2 terms negative, you will have this one positive. This is the closest terms to the negative region. Okay, we cannot pick up the negative number for individual term here, because if one of these negative is going to change the sign of this one, this one is going to be negative. Since we have this is positive, so we must take both terms negative or both terms positive in order to have the positive value. Okay, so the case number 2, I will have the inverse of this one. I get x minus 9. So for the case number 2, so as I said, for the case number 1, this one must be positive, as I said. Okay, case number 2, x minus 9 is smaller than x minus 7, is smaller than x plus 3, is smaller than x plus 5, but all of these terms are negative. This is case number 1. This is case number 2. Okay, So these terms are negative, which means this one is going to take the smallest value. The smallest value of this one is going to take this one with a negative sign. Okay, minus 2 to the 4, because we will have the same pattern here. For the second term, x minus 7 is going to take this value but with minus sign. The third value, which is x plus 3, is going to take minus 2 square, which is minus number 4. Lastly, I get x plus 5 is going to take minus 2 here. Okay, so let's check the case number 3. Case number 3, I will have x minus 9 negative and x minus 7 negative, but I will have x plus 3 positive and x plus 5 positive. Okay, so I will have the following equation system. I get x minus 9, x minus 7, I get x plus 3, I get x plus 5. Okay, so x minus 9, since x minus 9 and x minus 7 are the smallest value and are also negative, okay, which means this one is going to take the same value that I have here, which is minus 2 to the 4th. Also is going to take minus 2 is multiplied by 7, which they are smallest values are also negative. For the positive terms, I get the same values with the positive. X plus 3 is going to take number 2 because it's smaller than x plus 5. X plus 5 is going to take 2 square, which is 4. Now let's go through each case by solving this equation. So by solving this equation, actually here x minus 9 equals 2 is going to give us x equals 11. This x equals 11 is going to apply on the second one, third one, and fourth equation as well. Minus 7 to the right, I get 7 plus 4, which is 11. This one is also, I have 2, I will have 14 here, minus 3, which is 11. Lastly, I get 2 to the 4, which is 16, 16 minus 5, which is 11. Okay, so we have a solution for this one. For the case number 1, when we have these terms are positive. Let's check the case number 2, when we have all these terms are negative. So I'm going to go to the last one here. This one is telling us x equals minus 7. After you taking this 5 to the right, I get x equals minus 7. All of this equation are giving us the same value. Moving over this 3 to the right, I get minus 7 here. I get x equals minus 7. This one also I get here minus 14 plus 7, which is minus 7. This one I get minus 2 to the 4th, which is minus 16, plus 9, which is minus 7. So I get x equals minus 7 when we have all these terms are negative. Okay, so let's check the last case. That's where the last case which we have here. So starting with this one, so I get here minus 2 to the 4, which is minus 16. After removing 9 to the right, I get minus 16 plus 9, which equals x equals 7. X equals minus 7. Again, in order to have this solution for this equation, we must have all these equations satisfy the same condition. All of this equation must have same value. Okay, for the second equation, we will have the same thing, minus 14 plus 7, which is minus 7, which is okay. But the problem with the third and fourth one, we will have the different values here. Look at here. So this one is giving us x equals minus number 1 after we taking 3 to the right. Also, this one is giving us x equals minus 1, the last one. So you have the same equation system with two different values, which is impossible to have two different values here, which means the case number 3 doesn't work. We have no solutions for the case number 3. So I'm taking only these two values. So I have ended this video. By the way, consider the subscribe and like. Thank you for watching. I will see you in next video. Bye.